Hello everyone, my name is Maria Robinson. I am the new case manager here at for Mobile Health. I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys about or show you a presentation about the referral process that we have here in our department, how it works, and some of the issues that we are encountering at the moment. Also wanted to show you ways that we want to implement or ideas that we want to implement to make the referral process more effective and we can help our patients in a better way. So to start, I wanted to show you guys this quote that I found very interesting. It talks a little bit about effective communication. Communication is the cornerstone of healthcare and is not only critical to meeting the patient's needs and providing safe, high quality, and patient-centered care, but it is necessary to manage healthcare delivery. It is not only important to keep an open channel of communication with our patients, but also it is important to provide accurate, consistent, and clear information. So in our case, very specific to the referral process, uh, it is it's vital for us to be able to communicate with our patients, communicate with our providers, know what is happening with the patient and how we can help them find those resources that they need. Right now, we are having some issues communicating with our providers, making sure that we follow up with our patients, the things that they need to do. And that is what we want to address at the moment. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the current referral process, the one that we are following right now. So, uh, our company, we provide primary care for the uninsured population in our community here in Jacksonville, right? And sometimes those patients, besides primary care, they also need to see a specialist. Um, so the first step is that our primary doctor will place an order that we will use to gather information about the patient. We're going to put a package together. We're going to gather signatures, a proof of income. We're going to put this package together. We're going to send it to the company that we work with, We Care Jacksonville, and then they will do their part and they'll find us an appointment with a provider that won't charge our patient, and basically the patient won't receive a bill, which is a great service that we provide here right now. So after that, we receive a letter with an appointment. We contact the patient and we let them know about the appointment and all the details. So there, after that, that's when part of the process didn't get, it's not getting completed. So right now, what's happening after our patient goes to see the specialist, we wait until the company that we work with, We Care, send us the information about that visit. It might be a consult note, whatever it is, they should send us the information. However, many times that is not happening. Sometimes we don't receive any information about the visit. Sometimes they send it to us a month and a half later. And what is happening is that sometimes that specialist, when he sees the patient, he has follow-up appointments, and maybe they're requesting more labs and more tests or more follow-up appointments, and we are not aware of that. And part of the referral process is that everything, every test, every lab that the patient needs, it has to be approved by our office. So if it's not approved by our office, it will either not happen or the patient will get it done, but then he will receive a bill. So that was part of our problems. Let's go to the next slide to kind of talk a little bit about the other issues that we're having. So the problem just to give you more information, the problem that we're having right now is basically poor communication with a medical specialist about the visit and any follow-up orders that they have or they need. Um, like I said again, if we are not receiving the consult notes or the visit notes, we don't know what is happening with this patient. Also, we are not doing a good job calling our patients after the initial visit or every visit and asking them, how was your visit? I mean, there's anything that the doctor would like done? Just, oh, anything, tell us what happened. So that is something that is not happening at this moment. So also, our patient, they don't understand the referral process as they should. So there is a lack of education in regard to the referral process, that the patient is not aware of certain important information that they need to know, such as making sure that every lab, every test, or every follow-up orders goes through our office for approval so they don't get a bill. Um, and another thing is sometimes our patients, because they don't know about the need for approval from our office, sometimes they get those follow-up orders completed by themselves, and then like I said again, they receive a bill, and sometimes we are able to help them with the bill, but a lot of time we can't. And for this patient to receive a bill from a specialist is a very, very big deal, because these are patients that are in very economical um, difficulties, and they don't have the means to pay for a specialist at this moment. So what I am working with, together with our department manager, is coming up with a new referral process where we can close the loop of communication, and we can basically maintain an open communication with our medical specialists and with our patients, that we are always in the knowing and know what's going on and how we can help our patients. So if you can take a look at this chart that we created here, kind of give you a little bit of information on how it's going to work from now on. Uh, it has the information like we mentioned before about receiving the order from the provider. That would be the first step, our primary provider. We're going to gather the information that we need. We're going to put a package together. We're going to gather signatures. Uh, and while we do that, we are going to spend some time educating our patients about the referral process. And for that, we also created some educational flyers that we're going to be handing out to our patients, uh, to let them know what are the steps of the referral process and what they need to do to make sure that they are seen by a specialist, and also to make sure they don't get billed later for that service. After that, when we get the appointment from the specialist, we're going to call our patients. We're going to let them know about the appointment and all the details, the same way that we've been doing until right now. And the next step will be the very, very important step, and that is the follow-up. We're going to follow up with our medical specialist. So in the past, we used to wait until WeCare, the company that we work with, send us the visit notes for us to know what was going on and how the visit went. What we're doing right now, we're actually gathering an authorization of medical release form from our patient that we are going to be sending directly to our medical specialist so they can give us the complete records of that visit. So we know either how the visit went and if there's any follow-up orders that we need to help the patient get, or we need to complete. Also, we are calling our patients and asking how was the visit and if they have any concern or any questions. So not only we are talking to the medical specialist about the visit, we also talking to the patient at the same time so we can gather all the information that we need. So after we receive our visit note or a consult note, we are sending these notes directly to a primary provider or a referring provider, so she knows what is going on with her patient, and if anything else that she needs a patient to do. If there are follow-up orders, then the whole cycle basically repeats again. We're going to send those follow-up orders to our primary provider because she will need to approve them. We're going to gather more signatures. We are going to let the patient know what is going on. We're going to educate our patient. We are going to wait until we get an appointment for that follow-up order. And then after the patient goes to the visit or get the lab done or whatever it is, we are going to gather that information and we are going to follow up with whatever it says in the information. It might be that the medical specialist wants to see the patient again after a test was completed. So the whole idea is that we are constantly communicating with a medical specialist, with our patient, and also with a primary provider. So everybody knows what's going on with our patient, and we are constantly communicating and closing that loop. That way, we are not having a patient that is waiting for a follow-up appointment that he didn't even know he needed. So this slide, it give you more information about the referral process. It mentioned already everything that I just, it talks about everything that I just mentioned. A couple things that I want to add is that we are going to be uh, documenting what is happening with the patient in our EHR by using our uh, patient case. The same way that we write nursing notes in the EHR at the hospital, we're going to be kind of doing the same with our patients' EHR, and also gathering information as well and documenting that information. I want to talk a little bit more about educating our patients, and I found this quote that I feel like um, it fits our situation right now. It says that a well-educated patient is better able to understand and manage their own health and medical care throughout their lives. And I honestly believe that education in our situation and obviously effective communication is important and is vital for us to do our job and do our job well. So when it comes to educating the patient about the referral process, the first step is going to be to let the patient know what are the steps that we follow from the beginning to the end for that patient to be able to see a specialist. And the reason why that is important, because we are encounter many situations when the patient is confused and is not aware of what's going on and sometimes gets frustrated, which is understandable. So by educating our patient, they know what is going on and they can help us maybe expedite the process. We are going to be providing, the next step, providing adequate information regarding the referral process. And I said adequate because many of the patients that we see, they are non-English native. English is not their first language. And they also have a hard time navigating the healthcare system. So we are going to be creating educational flyers in Spanish and English, which is the two languages that we mostly use in our facility, in our clinics, to educate the patient and to give away to our patients so they know they're more aware of what's going on and what are the how the process works. Also, we need to be make sure that the patient knows how to contact the case manager, in this case me, when they have questions and when they're not understanding what's going on and they need some clarification. So as I mentioned, not every patient has the same learning ability. Especially in our clinics, we have patients that they don't speak English, or they have limitations, literacy limitations. There's also some cultural barriers, so we need to be aware of all that when we are teaching our patients, especially when we're providing care, when we are teaching our patients about the referral process. So that is something that we need to be aware always. So something that we did is that we come up with uh, educational flyers or a guide for the patient about the referral process. And this information will be provided to the patient when we are gathering information, gathering signatures, and educating our patient. The flyers will be available in English and Spanish, and it will have the contact information as well, in case they have questions or doubts or they need clarification. So a last thing I want to mention, just like in hospitals, in clinics, we, as a case manager too, we always uh, we are always aware about documentation. Um, in our case, also organization is vital. If we don't organize ourselves, we won't have a clue what's going on with these patients, especially because we have quite a few of them. So in order to maintain the information organized, we are going to use an EHR. We're going to, like I mentioned before, we're going to use our patient case in the EHR to communicate with our referring physician, our primary doctor. But we also going to use, we use right now Google Suite. So we're going to be using Google Sheets, and we're going to create different charts that we are going to use to track the patient progress. From the very step that will be receiving an order from our primary provider, a referring order, to the last step that it would be to document patient condition has been resolved, case is closed. So every single step from waiting for an appointment, or uh, waiting for a lab or a test to be completed, every single step will be tracked in this Google Sheets that we're going to be creating. In that case, also, not only I am aware of what's going on with the patient, but that information will be available also to our department manager, and she will be aware of what's going on with the patient, and she will know how to find the information as well. So, in conclusion, effective communication is a vital key when caring for our patients. By using the appropriate communication tools, we can close the referring process loop and avoid the issues that we are currently encountering. Also, by maintaining an open communication channel with our patients and all the participants in the patient care, such as our referring doctors or as medical specialists, uh, we can accomplish more, and we can provide better quality care.